Welcome to the Agronomy Answers Podcast. I'm Zach Hefty, joined by my dad, Brian Hefty. And on today's show, we're starting a new segment. It's called Top 3. Now, what Top 3 is where I'm going to come up with my top 3, and my dad's going to come up with his top 3 to a certain topic. And you can play along if you want to. You can pause this episode right after I mention what the topic is for today. Today's topic is top 3 biggest yield robbers in corn or soybeans. So we're going to start out with our third, second, first, and probably not going to have the exact same answers here, which will lead us into debate if we have different answers. So you can start first. What was your number 3 answer?
Number 3 for me would be weed control. So I just think that weed control is subpar in a lot of fields. Unfortunately, it's getting worse because of HPPD resistance, Roundup resistance. So that to me is number 3 on my list.
Number 3 for me is corn rootworms. And because the thing about that is you can't solve that after you've planted. So
True.
If you don't have either trait or have insecticide, you're not going to be able to stop that. So that's why I put that at my number 3. What's your number 2?
Okay, so number 2 for me is fertility. And I get it that this is a very broad question, and my answers are very broad as well. But honestly, I see so many fertility issues out there. It's terrible. I would say that at least 70%, but it's probably 90% of the soil tests that we look at are deficient on potassium. Most are deficient on zinc or copper. We've got a lot that are deficient on boron. We see too much or too little on nitrogen very often. I mean, there are just a lot of fertility problems. So for me, that's number 2.
Number 2 for me is weeds, and specifically is pigweed. And as you drive across the country, there's a lot of issues with pigweeds growing through crops. And just to be a little bit more specific than weeds, I specifically went with pigweed because a lot of other weeds, there hasn't seemed to be as big of a yield rob as pigweed has been.
Yep.
Okay. That was my number 2. You can go with your number 1. Actually, should I switch it up and go with my number 1?
Yeah, go ahead.
First? Because this one's gonna disturb you. I just said fertility.
Okay, so you got my 2 and 3.
but you're I have
it.
a guess what your one is going to be.
What's number 1?
No, you can say it.
No, go ahead. What do you think my number 1 is?
Your number 1 is going to be drainage.
Yep.
But the thing about this, and I knew we were going to get into debate on this, because fertility over drainage, is there a drainage issue in 100% of fields out there?
No, but there's also not a fertility issue in 100% of fields, but there's a better chance. Yeah, you're right.
That's the only reason why I went with number 1, because it's more chance of having more acres.
Yep. And I went with drainage as my number 1 because there's more chance of massive yield loss. I mean, like where I could lose 100 bushels. I'm probably not going to lose 100 bushels to fertility. Hopefully not to rootworms, like you said. Hopefully not to weeds. But there's absolutely no reason I couldn't lose 100 bushels to poor drainage. And on top of that, this is something that could be ongoing. And I get it. You can say, well, weeds, if they go to seed, you're going to keep having a problem in the future. Sure. But with the drainage thing, if it's bad now, it has the potential to make things worse and worse and worse over time. Salt issues, sodium issues, compaction. I mean, you name it, it's bad. So yeah, for me, drainage is well, and here's the other thing. Whenever we pick up new ground, I always tell people the first thing I'm going to fix, other than maybe some dirt work if they had ruts and that kind of thing, but the first thing I'm going to fix and first thing I'm going to spend money on is drainage, if it needs improvement. So you're right, not every field needs that, but I just say that's the first thing I got to look at. Then I'm going to look at fertility. Then I'm going to look at weeds, insects, diseases, variety selection, all that other kind of stuff. To me, that's all a distant third. Drainage and fertility are the top 2 easily for me.
Yeah. So that's the top 3 segment. It'll change every single time with different things, but top 3 from your point of view versus mine. It's going to be a little bit different, but that's just how it is. You can let us know what your top 3 is and your biggest yield robbers in corn or soybeans. Thanks for watching or listening to the Agronomy Answers Podcast.